following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1.
The champ is back, and he's back better than ever. But it's no ordinary champ. It's Bad Brad. Bad Brad back in the building here, coming off of Bye Island, looking forward to build a platform again after his T3 win in Masquerade May, or as many called it, Murder May. It's been an interesting round so far for Ed, though. Down 3-1 against MGR, down to his last strike, needed a comeback, and found a way. Not only build that platform, but use power play effectively and ice out Grim in what was a great series for sure. Everybody, welcome to Bad Brad, Ed Ziemba. The bad man versus the Glazer. It's going to be a good one. Both guys know what's at stake. We'll go into that schedule. What a crazy opening two stanzas we had today. We had the Captain Spear game lasted 10 minutes, and it's Pier 1-4-2, in which was the other FIR region game. And an absolutely insane series between me and Peter where it had everything from bot implosions to Discord implosions and everything in between. But Peter got the job done. Congratulations to Pete. Bad Brad, Ed Ziemba. We'll wait for Peter to play Caesar or Sanford coming in tomorrow or Thursday night. And then we'll see Brad Ed momentarily. And Monkey Lane got PPD. We're expecting 10 o'clock tomorrow. That will also be a Gerard stream. That game is now moved to the penultimate game of the round. As we'll fade into the old FIR region made by Zach 103. There it is. Fades in. For Brad, it's been an interesting season, right? He lost 5-1 to myself back in March, all the way back then. Then he lost to M, right? And a lot of people question, where would Brad's head be at? Well, he's rattled it off because he beat some big names. Yoshi, obviously, Toast, Smith to get there, ALP, JT. Ellison, he should have lost, but he found the way and he kept kicking. And now he looks for the 10th win on the season and looks to potentially, with the losses of KT and Ashley not being here, be the number one player in the league. We'll find out. There's the command, there's the pod, and there it is. Bad Brad versus Ed. Right here, the winner of this game will play either Yepez or Drip. Will be an interesting matchup tomorrow, 1:30. That will be the second game of the day. As we go into the scene right here, so I'll just pop that over. There we go. Into the scene, it's going to be Brad and Ed, of course, joining us today. And, of course, we got Vapor's co-com. We'll start it off with Vapor. Vapor, interesting. Everybody, and welcome to Bad Brad versus Ed Ziemba. We apologize for the delay. Apologize if you didn't get me on audio there. My fault there. Had a little audio problem. All good. We're going to go back to where it was. I thought we had picked up the audio, but let's go to Bad Brad. Bad Brad, the defending tournament winner. What a series for him. He took care of business against the big names of Yoshi, Toast, Smith, ALP, JT, Ellison. In that last tournament, had the Lamas win, Sting win. He's built a good resume. And with the losses of KT and, of course, Ashley not playing, this could be a big chance for Brad. Not only to move into the old Super League number one conversation, but really start to build something here and make a move at the number one player. There's the logo, of course. And we'll start with the schedule. Obviously, what a series Tapir Captain was. 10 minutes of fun. Nothing really to say about that one. Just a classic 5-6-5 battle. And Tapir won out in a crazy series. A couple one-turn wins, too. For Peter, it was a crazy game against myself where we had bot implosions, Discord implosions, but we still found a way to get that match fixed up, and Peter took the 4-1 victory. And we'll see what happens with Bad Brad and Ed. This will be the last game as Monkey Lane will be postponed 10 o'clock tomorrow. And now that will now be the finale for Wednesday night. Already went over Brock, and we went over Brad. And we'll go into the pod real quick. The winner of this game will get Yepez Drip. Should be a good one. Should be a fun one. Apologies for a little bit of my voice. It's been an interesting morning on my end. But we're back, and we're back and better than ever, ready to load up here with Bad Brad, the defending tournament winner, and Ed Ziemba in what was a crazy game for Ed. He had to take care of MGR in what was a classic 4-3, down 3-1, used power play efficiently to win the series. All right, let's go over to our co-comment today will be Vapor, of course. Caesar will ref. Vapor, you look at these styles, Brad has been insane this year. He's been one of the most improved, if not the most improved player in the league after a crazy tournament 3 where he should have lost to both Elston and JT. Probably should have lost to ALP, but found a way. He had 9 lives. What do you think Ed's got to do to rattle him? Because Brad is a stone cold killer right now. That's why they call him Bad Brad. Thoughts on the game so far and the opening thoughts?
I think both of these players have the capacity to win this game, but since Brad is on such a roll this last tournament and the first round of this one, I think Ziemba will really have to use the momentum that he brought in that last tournament and all the self-confidence that comes with it into this game and just be confident in his game and just be confident in the ability that it has to beat Brad.
All right, simple to the point. Caesar, your opening thoughts on Brad Ziemba? Obviously, we're starting a little late. We apologize. Obviously, you talked about Brad, but we all know what's going on with the bot. It's been absolutely insane. We'll start it off with our defending tournament winner, Brad. Welcome back, man. You had a great Bly Island, man, literally. Just talk to me through the Brad. Just that month off, right? You haven't played in a month, literally. It's been exactly 1 month to the day since your finale. I believe you and me were the 2 guys that had not played for the longest. Almost 60 days for me and almost 30 days for you. Thoughts on just that layoff and how you were able to spend time away from the game as you now come back into the game, playing a formidable opponent, Ed. Talk me through it, Brad. Ed, you were battle tested, obviously, against Grim. Not the best series for you, you even admitted, just after that game. It was a little scruffy. But you found a way with the power play efficiency. Has your power play game improved the most? That's been your lock and key. We know your number switching and your light switching has been pretty formidable lately after that Yepes series where you were down 3-0. Talk me through it.
It's always a little bit tricky, and sometimes I have a hard time choosing when to use it. But I think lately I've been figuring it out more, and I'm confident that the power play will really come in handy today, and will probably be a big game changer going in today.
We'll see how it goes. We're gonna wait for Caesar type, of course. A lot of people know Brad what his storyline is, but we saw it earlier today. It doesn't matter how good of a player you are or what you can do. It's been a tough one, Vapor. We have seen a couple hosings, 10 minutes. It's been an interesting one. It's glad to get a break after going all the way. Now I have to lock in again, but I should be able to get back to where I left off. Okay. Yeah, who knows what's going to happen with the bot? All right. Well, it's game 1. Could be a good series. They both know what to do. Should be a fun one. We'll start it off. Bad Brad, game 1. How many? 13 it is. Brad joins in here shortly. He's looking to get back on the platform today and take care of business again, get his 10th win on the year. Ed, if he gets this one, a statement winning coming. What will it be? Who will be the winner of this FIR region matchup? Timber 32. It's going to get good. As Brad types out, a little bit of a heat check there from Brad, a little bit of a fake. Well, there we go. Underway with the Uno start. Oh boy, Vapor. This could be, oh boy. We've seen this movie before. I've seen this one. This is it's been a classic. Vapor, what is the mindset knowing that you got a +4 start? Is there a way to approach this? Do you think Brad could slow it down? Your thoughts move as he deafens up, of course.
Well, typically on Wild +4s, I'm kind of a jokester, so I draw, but the way you run the Wild +4 is as if it was the card you need most.
Free choice.
You play
Yeah,
off of it as if it's the card that would start your run.
Brad will go yellow 6 early. Blue 6 from that early light switch. And trying to play this one a little bit more sporadic, right? Not trying to stay to the course. Brad, a guy very patient, has learned the platform a lot. Patience has been key for Brad's game, and ask him how he did in March. It worked out. Almost a minute into the game now as Brad And Ed continue to go on their way. It's another light switch from old Ed, but he's back to yellow. Here comes Brad. Brad typing it out. He's going to go 2 up. Green Ed still continuing the light switching. Vapor, you know about this style. True to your game, you were a big light switcher. Talk to me about the art of the light switch as we go back with the crossover ISO. That's a classic move there.
The art of the light switch is just, for me, in my play style, just filtering out the cards that you don't need until you can put yourself in a position to start attacking.
Well said. Here comes Ed, 9 apiece now. Just goes back to 3, okay. Is Brad iced out here, or has he got more to run? He does, more to run. And you know he's going to switch it every chance he gets. Ed's looking to possibly run right here. Taking his time. Interesting. Draw from Ed. Is Brad like that? Is Brad like that yellow? Can he still run it? Brad loading up here looking for a double. Triple play from Brad. Interesting. He could have switched over to green, but he's just going to go natural. Brad down to 5. Ed, long way to go. Plays it cool. Brad for 4. Green 8 indeed. And now see if he can attack. He's been a big proponent of light switching. He's going to do it again. It's time to blue. Brad had liked the blue earlier. Did he save it for the win? Did the light switch pay off, or did Brad get what he needed? Brad looking to load up here maybe for a double. +2. That's game. Brad with the win. And it's a great win from Brad, saving the ammo up +2, and that was it. Another game where no +4s other than that initial draw. We'll start with Ed. Ed, a lot of light switching going on, man. You got burnt there. Did you have a +2 or a +4 in return? You were just waiting to use, or do you think just that was a fair game where it was a low ammo and you got beat to the punch at the end?
Yeah, I just kept light switching. I was just about all I can do because I had literally no ammo. So yeah.
Oh my. Oh man, you hate to hear those words, Vapor. We'll go to Brad. Brad, great job, man. You know, you saved the +2. You think you got a little lucky with those light switches, man? You got a little lucky with those light switches where you play into your hand a little bit? 3 cards, yep. Let's see what Brett says. Vapor, I mean, that's the art of the light switch. You can live and die by the old sword. Thoughts on just Brad getting the win right there. Great win for him. Vapor? Oh, okay, he's good. Gotcha. Switching every 3 cards. Yeah, we'll see that magic number. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you look at Brad, you know, Ed, he admitted, right, just had no ammo, just tried to play. That I had to look, Brad, that was a great ISO, man. That yellow 9, that was a great ISO because you undercut him and able to go back, which was great. Yep, just maneuver around the switches and get your runs in. Absolutely. But we'll see how it goes. We'll go to Brad, game 2. Caesar, I think I know where he's going with this. Brad, 13 was the first call. What's going to be game 2? Yeah, I got a feeling. Okay. I like it, Brad. Anyway, inside joke there. Uno join. See how it goes. We'll see if we can get some ammo Ed's ways. We'll start normal. We're in blue 1 now. Let's see what it'll be as Brad will deafen up. Blue 1 now. They're going to ditto it. Okay, early on the dittos. Interesting. Brad out early. Ed probably going to attack. Yep, there's the attack. Blue 3 now. Okay, now Ed forcing Brad into a light switch. Brad just drew back on 1 card, though. He's back to 12. Ed running it. Looking for 9. He will get it. Brad now goes into that yellow 6. Yellow 7 now. 1 up this time. Vapor early so far. They're going to stay on these yellows. Brad content, despite the early draw on the blues. Content is running clean.
Yeah, it looks like the magic number might not be so
There's a
magic
switch.
this game because they're starting to hang on these numbers a little bit more. Till I mean, Brad could have switched earlier, but played the 6. Now he has his opportunity with the Ziemba stuff.
Whoa. Just as you say that,
blue.
3 switches within 30 seconds. Brad's iced. Ed, what a switch. What a switch from Ed. Oh, classic. Brad top deck? Nope. Ed, you know he's going to push the pace when he wants to. Yep. Well, 2 action. It'll be Brad's card next year, ironically. The old blue deuce. Comes Brad now, looking to go back. Find a little bit of the rhythm. Goes into yellow. Great move from Brad, trying 2 color. Ed Cook a 2, though, making trips, too. Checks the table. This might be good for Ed. Brad, excuse me. We'll see. Let's Ed's playing that ammo split. Yep, great work from Brad ISO'd out. Brad now looking to type out. Looking to stay on this yellow, prevent Ed from a switch, maybe. Gonna go green, though. Forcing Ed to make a move. Let's see. Interesting there, Caesar. He's trying to force. Oh, boy. Okay, well then. Similar to what we saw in Peter Muse, is that same. He was going to go for it anyway. Interesting. That's crazy. A little mirror imaging. On the ones. We see mirror playing. We see mirror playing Vapor. It's been a common theme as Brad goes top full. Once again, low ammo. Very low ammo game.
Is that a new terminology thing? Once if you're playing and then you switch and then someone else plays a ditto, is that mirror imaging right there? Is that a new term we use?
Yeah, well, yeah, a little mirror playing, a little mirror drive, right? I know Brad watches racing. I know Ed does too. So we're all race fans, so well, we could say that here, sure.
Yeah. And then ditto here. Brad's loading up here. Wonder what he's gonna throw.
Yeah,
Both
really,
these guys. Just kind of sifting down cards wise.
Yeah, Brad just gonna go simple. Here comes Ed. Ed looking to run right here, and he's gonna. Oh, that's hard to switch off. A great move from Ed. Comes Brad again. Hard to switch on zero. Does he have anything in the back end? Ed trying to ice out Brad with that zero sugar efficient. Brad's had impeccable and insensible at times timing back in March, but impeccable timing lately. The timing was not the best in March, but since then, he's done a great job. In this case, he goes for the quad, look for the quint. Got it. Okay, Brad throws some ammo, and he's got the lead now. Ed, interesting here because he's got +6 to work with. +2 back. That's fair game from Ed. Does he end a round in 2 with a +2 another one? Ed taking his time. Vapor, that's a good sequence there from Brad to flush Ed's possible ammo out and Ed to fire back. That's fair. For sure. Comes Ed. Really thinking this one through. +1-0 game so far, about 6 minutes in. +2 out. There's the end round, so it's even. Even square on that. Queen reverse, okay. And looking for a triple, now for the quad. He got, and he raised his 66% of that +6 from old Brad there. Brad now back on possibly offense. Great move there, Vapor, to ice it out.
Yeah, he erased the 66%, but the question is, were those 66% from the +6, or did he might have wanted to use those later? That's the real question when you play run defense on a +6.
And that's mirror playing, right? Brad did that. I'm going to do it as well. Brad's still down, but has possession here. See what he can do. Testing him just to test. Let's see if that can. The thing with Ed Vapor is, it doesn't matter about test. If he sees a 3, he'll switch, but he's not going to do it this time. Interesting.
The thing that I like that's differing here from the other series that we've seen today is that these games are taking a little bit longer. These guys are really thinking these plays through, even though they're playing similar styles to what we saw earlier. With who played today?
Captain.
Yeah, Captain Tapir. That's what I was referencing. Yeah, these guys play similar style, but so much slower. So it's a nice change of pace as a spectator and as someone who's really analyzing what's going on here.
Yeah, definitely a little pace management. We'll see a lot more pace management, I think, very soon with the new bot coming in. I think the pace management will become a lot more. Ooh, well, a heat check from Brad. First wild for him. We know he's been good in improving that. But the question is, did Ed improve that? Does he have a while back and flushes Brad out? Oh, what a save from Ed. Beautiful. Can't even fault Ed right there on the save. It's a double. Pushes Brad into a little bit of a uncomfortable spot. Not really, but a little uncomfortable. But Brad's really good at staying patient and not panicking. That's what's made him arguably one of the better players right now. Is he going to play patient here? Here comes Ed for dose. That's great from Brad there. 1 efficiency. Ed tried, but he couldn't do it on the reverse. One up this time. Now does Ed get aggressive? Let's see. He will. There's the aggression. Did this play into Brad? We saw the earlier switch. It played into Brad earlier. And no attack, no chance with the lights. Brad really taking his time, masterfully just going to go one up. It's not rushing. This will be check for Ed. First one of the game if he has it. I would think he would here. Interesting. Wait, maybe not. Oh no, no check. That's 2. That's right. The double play was. That's right. That's right. He drew there. That's right. Skip from Brad for a double. Triple back to Red. Oh, it's game! Brad! What a save, and that's classic Brad there. The yellow bit, same thing. You had the same song, second verse. You pretty much had the game clean, and then all of a sudden you made that switch to yellow, and Brad hung on to the end with the skips. Do you think that was a case where he could have been a little less aggressive, or you just wanted to push it, knowing that, hey, Brad is a formidable opponent, especially on staying patient?
I just did not see that coming. I'll be honest.
Did you have a finish?
No.
I'll just just
No,
try
I
to
did not.
pull him. Okay. Low ammo game. Was that +6 that he gave? That's where you got the ammo, or did you save some off the start? Ed?
Oh, sorry. What was that?
Did you save some ammo off the start when he gave that +6, or was that just a fair play where he got it back in return and nothing got in return when he played the +6?
Well, I had a good amount of +2s that kind of accumulated through the game, but I ran out. The only ammo I had left was a blue reverse. So yeah.
Okay. So we're just hoping to get the blue. Brad, great job forcing that wild, basically forcing Ed into a mistake. Great wild control, buddy. Talk to me about how your wild control is definitely improved, and you're definitely playing a lot more patient, right? We see it. Vapor pointed it out. Talk to me about the patience that you've been displaying compared to where you were 4 months ago. Thank you for these stats. As you can see, the stat basically 5 cards. It's pretty high, right? 5 cards this game. The light switches are going to continue for sure. Oh boy. Glazing it, a little glazing from Heather. Caesar right now, it's Brad Masterclass right now. He's just doing a great job playing patient. He's just not rushing the moves, right? Not panicking, and he can do that when the ammo is just, you can sense it, right? It's kind of in the middle ground. It's not too high, not too low. That's where Brad cooks. Usually when it's at that mid ammo, we saw it against the big one was Yoshi finale. But we know Ed's got that low tier game, Vapor, and you know how it goes with that. Let's see. Bad Brad, definitely relaxed. Vapor, this is a big moment for Ed. You cannot fall down 3-0 to Brad. Brad is one of the most clean-cut players in the league now. He's definitely improved, not only his platform, which we always talk about, but his craftsmanship on the table with the patience. It makes you force into a mistake. Talk to me about this bluff package that's working really good right now.
Well, going into this game, like in the pregame, I was talking about how Ziemba needs to be confident in his game, but I've neglected to mention that Brad needs to be confident in his game as well, seeing as it's worked so well for him in the past, and he continues to give him wins here.
All right, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be Ed's turn. Open board at game 3. What are we thinking? We're set. Yeah, I had a feeling. Ed, one of those guys that does the old 15-7 combos. We know this. He's an OG kind of guy. The full send, OG. He's a guy who will go around the map. Full send. Cedar types it in. Huge game for Brad to go up 3-0. This would be joins in. Here we go. Brad's in. Big game. Whoa. There we go. And a little ammo start. Classic. We've seen that before. Oh, and not wasting time. Yeah, 0-1 now. Brad, pretty patient here though. I'm not sensing anything on this double play. He's just playing this one clean. He's gonna light switch. Interesting. We talked about that with Ed being a light switcher. Now Brad gonna go into it. Interesting. So Brad definitely, Vapor, he's definitely studying and making in-game adjustments. We both watch football, and not so much on the offensive side, because offense really got to come creative, right? You got to get those creative play schemes, the West Coast style and all the other offenses, air raid. But defense, right? Making those in-game adjustments on the blitz packages, that's where Brad's really good at. You can see it. He's doing a great job here. Zero sugar from Ed. Continuing to use those skips. Want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, last game, he really masked the blitz a little bit there with the red wild. He was like, okay, I'm going to play the red wild. There's a little bit of a check play. Are you going to do anything about it? And as it turns out, there wasn't really any red for him. Like the yellow eventually led him to the victory. So it was more, how do I get down to these last three cards? Not, I have a lot of red.
I mean, right now, Brad, we talked about the 5 games, or the 5, what was it, the 5 card switching. He's switching. He's being aggressive. He's playing into Ed's style, but Ed just calmly going to do the same thing and not be too aggressive back. And Brad now, see, probably a long way to go for him. He knows it. Loving it. Thank you for the plug. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate that, big man. Brad now, we'll see what he do. Okay, red 6 keeps it cool. Ed looking for 8, maybe more. Red 6 now. What will it be here from, old Brad? He's done a great job playing, and he's still light switch. Vapor, he's playing into Ed. Interesting. Ed's got
You wouldn't really see someone as who has as many accolades as Brad, a tournament winner, play into his opponent. He's favored against him. You wouldn't see Oklahoma play into Tulsa's playbook, right? They try to force Tulsa into playing that, but Brad, man, he's a magician. He knows what he's doing, and a questionable play style will work for him. That's how good he is.
Brad's a very good player, and we talk about his. I mean, think about it, he lost to M, right? And it just shows you if M had stayed, right? And we never know. We never know. But I mean, obviously M could still come back, but it takes a lot to beat this guy. Brad has multiple looks. He's got eye candy out the wazoo, and that's on display. Okay, we'll double. Okay, Ed now a little bit pressured. My fault. Got too excited. Hold on. Red 9 now. Vapor, go ahead and watch parts how it's updated. My fault. I had it on a tab and my phone went to low battery. All good. That happens.
Oh yeah. Short saying the clock and game count aren't updated. I think he's referring to the stream.
Yeah, it's working now. It's working. Yeah, my phone went to low bat and it happens. It's all good. Brad, being the technician he is, just gonna play clean now. No lights. No lights. But that's big for that. That's huge for Ed. That is huge. He's gonna draw back. This is. See, I say it all the time, man, but the way Brad is playing this game, the way he used those fives, Ed goes 8. He's starting to remind me a lot of myself. Even you can see it. You can see he's slowed down. He's taking his time, and he's going to force the switches, and that's what Ed's going to do. And stay patient. Brad now speeds it up. Had it ready. Now playing pace management. Vapor, this has got to be something for Matt here. He needs this game because right now Brad's got his number on every category, and this might be his chance.
Yeah, I was going to say, like before he played, I was going to say Ziemba needs some sort of momentum push, and that's exactly what he needed right there.
But not a finisher. It does send Brad packing back a little bit despite the draw. Brad back to 7. Ed closing in on the goal line. 6 minutes in now. Good series so far. Brad Ziemba started a little late for those joining us late. There is no game tonight. We had apologies due to Monkey and what I think Lane had a racing event. Apologies for that. Brad, you never know what he will do. Let's see. Okay. Well, caution light there from Ed. Ed throwing it out there, thinking about puzzle pieces. All right. Forces Brad now to make a move. Interesting. +4 from Brad, not going to waste it. He got the lead now. What's up, Caesar? You have to explain to me after. We'll get into that a little later. But anyway, here comes Ed. Now in the blue. Did Ed save some blue to the finish, or did he flush Brad into something here? Ditto. Interesting. Brad going to draw back. That's an interesting move, Weber. Brad testing a little bit here. This is what Ed probably needs now. He needed that. Yep. He needed that. Now,
I guess it's defense, but I don't really have any idea why Brad would switch into blue and have ditto and then draw. I don't know why he would switch into something that he couldn't play on, but the man has a plan. So I have no idea what's going to happen here.
I think he was playing the long game and hoping for ice out, and it worked, but definitely an interesting strategy with the current bot. You can see he's playing a little bit more patient, and he's trying to hope for some bailouts. It's a risk aversion for sure. But the question is Ed Ziemba, right? You know Ed can flick that switch at any second. That's the thing. Ed's a guy that will flick it. He don't care. Force Brad and son. That's interesting. Brad is still drawing back. Here comes Ed. Top 4. Now will Brad use one of his blues? Yep. Now there's the switch. There's the switch, Vape. He could have been asking for it. We'll see.
Well, with all the draws that happened, I'm sure there's something in the tank for Brad here with the way that this bot is functioning lately. Sure, there's something in the tank for both these guys on.
Well, Brazilian. Okay. Is it Banco Brasilia? I'll have to look into it later, like I said. Anyway, back to the game. Ed now gonna go topper. Top 4 from Ed. No, so low power mode happen. I gotta get off the low power mode so to fix that. Does that sometimes. All right, here comes Brad now. 9-3. Let's see. 10 minutes in. Good series so far. Big moment for Brad in this series, though. Triple play coming into the quad. So it forces Ed back dose, but you gotta think Vapor, not a big deal for Brad.
Well, Brad, well, he's at 10, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's down to, yeah, it's 5-5 here. That's the table check stage. They do math. A switch.
Oh boy.
Honestly, I've been paying attention, but I've lost track of what these guys have. So I'm really intrigued
That
to
is a
see what these.
risky switch from Ed there because there is a couple back end skips lurking. Let's see. He's gonna gamble. I think he's got to try some short Vapor because you see it right now. He's trying everything with the switches per minute, but Brad just got that's a heat check. There it is. Did Brad save the wild? He's been one of the best at flushing. Oh, great for Med. That's what he needed. This could be game. A great job from Brad to really stall the inevitable, I think, but not game. But nothing still from Brad. Ed looking for Uno, maybe the win. That if he gets this one, that's a well fall win because Brad did. Really, that's interesting. He didn't have it. He's going to gamble here.
Number of that was not he didn't have it. That was number efficiency, knowing Brad didn't have it.
Is that game? That should be game. Yep, that's game. There it is. Yeah, Brad.
That's a huge.
You needed that. Ed, you needed that win. You needed that win. And I'm going to ask Brad, that plus, I think I know what you were doing. I want to ask, was that a case of you go to blue, right? You run dry, and then when you run dry, you get some blue on the back end, hope he runs dry, and keep it blue as true ice cold blue isolation. Was that really what the plan was there? And talk to me about the initial start. Were you just a little bit uncomfortable in the 15, as Ed's gone with that now? Where you just didn't get the cards, or do you think that was a fair game in the sense that, hey, you know what? I see where he's going with the switch, and you were aggressive on the switch, and you tried something, and now you can go back to what you were doing. Ed, I think that was must win. I mean, I know you got the win against the MGR 4-3, but this is Brad. He's playing all different types of eye candy. How were you able to manage the eye candy that got you the ultimate win with that wild check at the end there to use as a platform builder?
Well, it really helped knowing that he absolutely did not have blue, seeing him draw so many times before, so I was like, okay. And then I got like one blue card off a +2, and I got a wild at some point earlier in the game. So just playing into that really was what helped me win this game.
We'll go to Brad. Brad, was that well assessed by me? Were you just trying to ISO it back on the blue? And talk to me about how you've been able to handle Ed's light switches 3 games in. Vapor, Brad plays a lot of eye candy. We've talked about this, right? Brad is not a guy to just play one-dimensional. He's got 16, 17, 20 different looks, and you can see on display. A man that's already locked in the Super League, definitely testing that platform. What do you think Ed's got to do to rattle him here? Because we know Ed's a guy that will go OG and mid-tier and drop that number down. Vape? All right, Vape might be a little bit out. Oh, you good?
All right, occupied with something. Could you repeat the question?
You good, man. I was just saying your thoughts on the series so far and your thoughts on Brad having that multiple. Hold on a second, Vapor. I just got beat. I didn't expect him to have many blue. Okay, so Brad calculated and just it was just a miscalculation. That's the answer you were asking Vapor about the +4. You were asking about that. There's one.
I think Brad or Ed made the right move with the wild there, just knowing that Brad was weak on blue and just hoping he could get one draw, 2 draws one draw so he can get to the yellow and finish it off. I think that's a really wise, calculated play by Ziemba there, not drawing on red, but using the wild and gambling there.
Yeah, we apologize, Brad. VC is being very laggy. There was a new update today, and it's been a day. We apologize for the technical Discord. Please get your act together. God almighty. We'll make sure to ping you, Brad, if you can't. Brad, can you hear us? Mic check. Can you hear me? Radio check. CJ, let me know what he says. I just want to make sure Brad can hear those questions. Can you hear us? Okay. Yeah, if an update comes, let me know, Brad. We'll stop the game so you guys can re-update that. It's been a hell of a day. Anyway, let's go to the game 4. Ed, no 15. What's it going to be for game 4? Yeah, you can do that. No problem. Just 15. Caesar will log it in. All right, now it's a big moment. Vapor 2-1. Ed needs this game. You still think he needs this game because Brad, good at power play, right? Knows how to flush it out, and he can finish the series at any point. Brad looking to join him, looking for a 3-1. He's in.
We're in
Come
here
in.
back to 13.
What's
We
that?
started on 13. I was just saying that we're back to 13 here. My mic was down. If things change here for Ziemba, as he got pretty fairly cooked on 13 last game, or last time they were on 13.
We're going to see. Ed's going to run it clean here early. Hard to switch on zeros. We'll see what happens. Just a big moment. They both know what's at stake. This is not a game to fool around. For Brad, a win here, and he moves on to play Yepez or Drip. For Ed, as he goes aggressive Vapor, you can see it. Triple coming possibly. But just a double. Going aggressive early. Brad probably not going to care. Just simply play a 4. You know, 6 now for Ed. Brad's out. Okay. Ed now can run. Ed's out too. Interesting, Vapor. He's going to be content. Ed, but Ed, you know this is Ed. The moment he sees the gap and opportunity, he's going to go. Comes Ed again. Still drawing back. Ed looking for something here. There's the switch. Ed now plays this card. Races that triple. Did earlier. Now he's going to try to build it here. Ed back to 12. Brad back to 17 here, Vapor. Interesting moment. Was Brad searching? Was he fishing for some ammo? Let's see.
Yeah. I'm sure Brad has some sort of ammo here, just didn't have it on yellow. And now that he's kind of got a jailbreak here, let's see what he does. Plays it cool here. Just
Yep, cool move from Brad. Ed, going to be aggressive when he wants. This is the perfect time for Ed to be aggressive. He knows it too, and he's going to go for it right here. Don't play though. Brad now trying to play it back here. He will still plays it cool, waiting to Ed make the move. Blue 2. Blue 2 now from Ed. We'll switch there. I'm just looking back, Vapor. No Pandora's waiting for the red. So you wonder if both are hanging back on that red for a little of a run. Let's see what Ed will do. He he's known to switch it. We'll go Blue 2, gonna self ditto himself.
Yeah, these guys slowly filtering out their hands. Haven't seen much ammo, just a couple of verses from Ziemba. But in 13 cards, typically you'll have a little more ammo than that. But with the way the bot's been acting up recently, either full ammo or no ammo, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys run the numbers for a little bit.
Yeah, it's a timing game, right? It's a timing game, and who's got the better timing? Brad looking for the 3-1. Ed tying it, looking for the tie. This will be a best of 3 if he wins. If not, Ed have to be very desperate here if he gets this. Ed throwing out some emojis. Appreciate it. Really taking his time goes Brad here. Maybe a run. You have to see him do a run in this game after his initial 5-bat draw. +2, that's it, just a double. Season right now, Brad has just been able to play this patient style and force Ed back once or twice. Ed's just going aggressive. Vapor, it's just almost MO for him. Swish it every turn. Brad goes 0. He's going to try to prevent it. Don't think that's going to matter right here. No, Ed should be able to cook on red.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed thus far that Brad has every color that isn't called yellow, unless he got some Draw City action earlier and just didn't play it.
Well, the +2's been erased, and he's going to add a +1 to this, maybe more. All right. See what Brad will do. What's it going to be from Brad now? 2 play from Ed, trying to force his hand. Does Brad risk a blue switch, but he's going to go green. Okay. Oh, it's got Ed frazzled.
Ed has no idea what is happening right now.
Well, never mind. He's got his
He
0
makes
share.
a play at least.
Brad really playing that early wild. Trying to force Ed into a mistake, maybe? Interesting from Brad. Ed, I think, is going to capitalize on this one, Vapor. You can see it. He's starting to pick up the pace. It's starting to turn into crescendo now. No more slowing anymore, at least from Ed's side. Brad's still playing that methodical, clean pace management. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I just made sure to confirm this. Yeah, it's Caesar. It's good to go, man. It's been 8 minutes. We can run a table check. That's hard to believe, man. This will go away, Vapor, with the new buy. There'll be no. That's crazy to say, but with the privatized table, there's no more of this. This will be non-existent next year. It's on the players, self-policing. It's the rule. 7 minutes. We went 8.
Yeah, that's the difference here between Tapir's series and this one is that there's no sneak attacks happening. They're playing so slow that the table is mandated to be checked after 8 minutes. So now these guys get a little bit of understanding where each other are on cards wise and can prepare to play accordingly.
Brad for the quad. For the win. Brad's game. That's game. Brad. Too much saving and control. Ed couldn't have done much. Start Ed. Ed, you pretty much were set up for a possible finish there before that wild green. Why were you confused there? Or did you think that was a heat check you could have been more aggressive on?
Oh, when he switched to green, I was already, I didn't have any ammo, but he switched to green and I had a good amount of greens. I was like, whoa, didn't expect that to happen. So I don't know. Yeah, that was interesting.
Caesar, go ahead and tell Leah we'll be right with her shortly. As far as Brad, once again, man, I have to think at the early start you were fishing batch, just trying to build up a little bit, maybe numbers, maybe not even so much ammo, just build up some numbers. Did you have the ammo and actually were playing that pace management, or did you decide to just go bad, draw bad, be content, let him make the switches and lock it in? Talk me through it. Talk about the pace management. I mean, maybe that's the key, right? Brad is one of those pace management players. You can see it. He's very calculated. He's not going to rush it, right? Thinks it through. Has unusual eye candy, but it works out because the other player, and that is just, he's going for those switches, which you don't blame him, but you live and die by the sword. Vapor. Whatever, Vapor. Caesar, your thoughts so far on Brad's clean cut execution, man? Oh, yeah. That's just the Brad special. Don't worry about it. Brad up 3-1, one a game away. Ed at the draw. I actually didn't have anything, so I knew I couldn't. Good move. Yeah, just a classic 1-2. You never know. Prevent the run. All right, well, Ed's going to have to be aggressive now, but it's Brad's turn. What can you do? See, I know 13's off. Is it double 13? Yep, I knew it. 12. Brad, no 13, 12. What do we got here? Double O? Going 10. Okay. Brad going to drop it down a little for the win. I'm looking for it. This will send him to the next round. This would ultimately, at this rate, for sure, with the chaos and the unfortunate not playing of Ashley, right? Ashley couldn't be here. This should ultimately seal the deal for Brad if he can get this win here. Vapor, it's crazy to say Brad's one a game away from being the number one player. The crazy thing is, Brad was one of the last guys to join this league, and is looking like one of the best players in this league. Have to give him credit. But you know Ed ain't done yet. He ain't done yet.
As you say that. We ain't done.
One thing about Ed, I will say though, real quick, Vapor, the moment he gets a spark on one light switch, Oregon State, yeah. The moment he gets one light switch, the glazing can come back, and there you go. The glazer.
That's crazy. Man, just like Oregon State, 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we thought they were bottom of the barrel Pac-12, but here they are, one of the top teams. And let's see if Ziemba can fit that into a series here. He's down. Maybe turn that into his season. Brad. He was down, made a great run last season. See if he can continue this, get the fire back, and try to finish this game off.
Brad, definitely, you can see it. Caesar, he's having fun now, and that's the one side of Brad we have not seen, is that fun side of Brad. And despite that win, Ed's questioning that fun side of Brad. Oh boy, Rock is out. You smell it. We'll see what Ed will do here. 9 apiece here. Won't be from Ed. Brad now into the top, almost top 4. Ed just running the clean. Big moment here in the series for Brad and Ed. Big game 5 for Ed. If he wins this game, we go to a game 6 for Brad. Different story. We've seen Ed make these 3-1s. He's going to go aggressive, Vapor. This is interesting. Brad was flushed. Does this give life to Brad?
Ziemba, I mean, he had Brad on the yellow, but sticking with plan A and switching rather than trying to give Brad some more ammo.
Brad just going to use the +2, classic 1-2, just to make sure nothing sneaky comes up. Red skip from Ed, and you should erase it right here. Maybe some more Vapor. We're going to erase it. Nope. He's going to stay with the red, but he does erase the +2. We're back to where we were. Brad now looking to type back here. See if you can find a way out. Just red 2. Red 2 from Brad. There's the switch, Ed. Switch Ed for as he likes. He likes the Edison switch. Is that going to be enough, Vapor? You think does Brad come prepared to the party? I think he does. Is that one too many from Ed? Caesar, right now this is a pivotal moment for Ed. He's got to be clean on this green switch because Brad definitely does not have the same throw compared to that last game where he won. You can see it. He was drawing back again, but not as much. And you can see I had a feeling Brad did not have the same flow. That's why Ed's got the ammo. Looking for 3-2. Huge play for he's got to finish the deal.
More.
Is there
Can't
more
be throwing
coming?
all this and not have finish.
That's game. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that's it.
Ball shenanigans.
Yeah, crazy finish there from Ed. 4-man series, and that's Ed back in the ball game. And you almost needed that one as we'll go to a game 6. It just seemed like Brad was fighting tooth and nail. You know, you didn't get a single +4, but that's a huge run to the finish, man. Huge run. Basically a quad +2 in greens, and you ultimately finished it off. That switch paid off. Is that really where you got to get the game going with the switching to be effective to get the wins? That's been your main priority here so far. Thoughts on that as we go to game 6?
Back to the switching. Back to green. Sticking with green.
Yeah.
And running with green.
We ain't done yet, right?
No, we are not. No, not even close. No.
The glazing continues for Ed. Brad, you know, you did a really good job, I thought. Someone just left and joined the V. I don't know who that was. Sorry about that. Just flashed on my screen. Apologies there. Was that Discord Vapor?
I have no idea, sir.
All right, no worry. Well, we'll ignore it then. It just flashed down. I'm like, okay, like a light switch. Maybe that's why Ed's in the building. That's what it was. Regardless, Brad, you seem like I said earlier. I know you can't hear me, but I felt like you didn't have the same rhythm as that last game. Couldn't really draw back. You just kind of boxed in. Is that how you assess that? Just to box in. You can't do much about double green +2 with a reverse combo. Ultimately, he just found the right lock and key. Do you accept that? Move on. Knowing you still got power play and at least he can't use 10. Vapor, this is important. Brad, you can see it, man. When the game is completely clean, it comes down to light switching versus Brad's patience. When it's not, it's just not it. In those 4-minute games, we just haven't seen many 5-minute plus games in this round. It's been an unfortunate one. So we'll go to game 6.
Yeah, we haven't had any really intense epics so far, but you know, this one, if it's keeping up the way it's going now, we could see quite the finish in this game.
Abion Seth for sure was the game. That was the classic 10 a.m. I just have to move on. I didn't expect that run. I had to run the Yep. So an eye for an eye, and Brett accepts that. All right, we'll go to Game 6, Caesar. Big moment for Ed. What can he pick? I know he's obviously he just lost to 10, right? Everything else was it the 10, the full sender? All right. Yep. All right. No 10 full sender. What's it? What's it going to be at for your Game 6 last home game, no matter what? What will it be? He goes for the 9. Ed playing a little fun games here today. He's one game away from forcing a game. We saw it back in the Masquerade May. Never forget the first time Brad touched the table. It was a win for Bad Brad in 4-3 fashion against Ellison in the same round. Can you do it again? I said JT, but Ellison was the first one. Brad's in Game 6. Still no power play. We'll see how it goes. Uno commence, something fun. Uno launch, yep, had a feeling. Unbelievable. Well, that's been the moral of the story. The crazy starts continue. It's not letting up. And now Ed has a chance to be aggressive, and you know he's going to be aggressive. Light switching the bot, and that's aggression right there, Vapor. Don't mind it at all. You got to be aggressive. Brad now will have a chance on red.
On 9 cards, which is a little bit less than what they've been going with prior. Being aggressive here could really put Ziemba in a striking position early.
Yeah, it's playing phenomenal, man. Once he was down 3-1, he's just been... Brad going to play clean. And there's the switch. I mean, it's just almost... So that's interesting. 2 color there. It's almost status quo for Ed to go back. He's got something cooking. That's big. Oh, no. Ed, with the sunset, it's not fading down yet, Ed. It's still up high, buddy. No sunset yet on your hopes here. Brad, nothing on the blue. It's all falling into Ed's spots right now, Vapor. The aggression is paying off on these lower starts. It's just something Brad can't adapt to right now. Ed's going to go 4. He's done it. He's 5 away. Brad's just stuck. And it's risky to switch into green or something because we haven't seen it yet. That's a great move from Brad, though. That's a great move. But does Ed have trips 5? Ed for the 5. He's got the 5!
There's the mirror play. It's the mirror play.
The mirror imaging. Unbelievable.
I'm going to switch. So if you switch whatever, I'm switching regardless.
It's mirror imaging, man. It's the way I do it. Now it's a new color, but it's Ed, right? You know he's going to attack. And this is the same thing that's happened season. We were there for that game when Ed was just down 3-0, nowhere. Platform was gone. And then all of a sudden he switched on you. He made it the series, and it's the same song here. And Brad he just can't find the rhythm right now. He's stuck on it. And this is Ed for potentially a Game 7. Brad definitely hoping for something right here. Ed looking for it, and that's a heat check. Oh boy,
that's a huge check. Huge check.
Brad got to have a while back. Did he flush it?
Gotta have something.
Nothing.
It's skip. I don't think that's going to be enough.
That might be it. I think we're going Game 7 unless something silly happens here.
I think we're going Game 7 here as well.
Ed Ziemba, he's 1 away.
It's just Uno.
But it did register for sure.
There's a chance for Brad. There's a chance for Brad.
Brad got to be careful because he has the 3, but does
Ed
have a 3?
Is it efficient?
Is it efficient? It's great efficiency.
It's not from Ziemba.
Now Brad back on O.
Color efficiency.
Brad for Dose.
Just like that, we've got ourselves a really tight finish here.
Brad taking his time. Game's over. Brad gets it done. What a finish.
Wow.
What a finish. And ultimately it came down to that yellow switch, and Bad Brad is on. Brad, that fell into that. It came down to 1 card, and I feel like the 3-ception has been real. We saw what Ziemba, Seth and I'll be on. We saw with Seth. Well, the 3-ception paid off. Ed, you went for the wild, no power play. Were you just confident saying he wasn't going to use a 3? That it? Ed, did you have a finish? You just didn't want to use power play and save it?
Well, my last card was a green, so I couldn't have finished anyway. But when I had to draw, I got a wild, so I would have had the finish with the power play if he didn't have that reverse. But didn't. Yeah, he just had those 2 reverses. That was it.
Man, what a series, Brad. You had a fight. Obviously, it just seemed like the lower numbers didn't work out, and you won that series, man, basically with you've done it again, another closeout game, no action cards really until the end, and just the skips reverses. Talk to me about how you've just been able to stay patient, because the way you've been playing, man, has been insane. The patience style is back, and you got your 10th win on the season, man. Only Ashley can say that. You and Ashley are the only 2 that can say that in the league. Talk to me about you now at the top of the league, man. I know you talked about anything's possible, but what a sweet redemption to get back into it. Longer series for sure. Something nice to see. We'll go into the pile while Brad types it out. It'll be Brad waiting. Yepez or Drip, and Brad is looking formidable. Yepez, Drip are going to have a challenge on their hand for sure. As we go back into the scene, we'll go to Vapor here. Vapor, as we wait for Brad, the winner of this game, what's his outlook on Yepez or Drip? You know, Drip is a guy that will play a lot of aggression on leaving door openers, on skips, reverses, and basically +2s. You would think that would favor Brad, who's very clean and composed. But Yepez is a guy he's had moments of brilliance, and he's had moments of where's he been? Up and down. Do you think he would prefer Drip with that uncomposed style West Coast battle, or do you think he wants that Yepez style where it's unknown, he can just read the defense?
I think Yepez wants Brad. I think it's a bigger resume builder for him, regardless of the play style. But also, if you are looking at analyzing the play style, I think Brad's play style matches Yepez better. So I really think that. Hold on. I'm talking about Brad wanting Yepez. Brad wants Yepez. Because still bigger resume builder. Rather than having Drip, which Drip, he plays Uno. That's all I'm going to leave it at. He plays Uno. It's his own style. And how Brad would counter that, I don't know how we'd do, but I think Brad wants coherence, and that's what Yepez brings to the table.
And Brad, you've been making magic, man. I don't know if you've been listening to some Houdini playlists or something, man, but you've acted like Houdini. Congratulations on 10, Brad. That's a big accomplishment, man. Your thoughts? You don't care who you play in your pay. That's a 10-win season, man. There's not a lot of people, and a tournament belt to top it all off. Talk to me about your road to get here, man. You still got a long way to go. With myself and Ashley Cook, you got a shot here to really separate yourself as the number 1 player in this league, especially with a big resume booster no matter what coming. Yepez or Drip are right. Caesar, I mean, look, I couldn't finish out. The games were close. I'll be back. Yeah, thank you, Ed. We'll see you back T5. Hopefully for the new bot. Caesar, right now, Brad on this bot has just found a way. He's done a great job. He built so many platforms this season. He was, I'll never forget that loss to him. It was just terrible. You could tell something was cooking with Brad, and his 2 losses on the season. He learned a lot. He learned that the adversity in the M series where you cannot leave your head and leave it down, and you can't never take a KT loss and not build. And he's one of the few guys that has done a great job of using all the tools and making the finish and making it happen. Congrats to Brad. Brad, last thoughts, man. Your thoughts on either Yepez or Drip, just to close the show out. Caesar, any final thoughts as well? Caesar, what a game, man. Vapor, definitely a better game. Ed, I think, is going to take a lot to learn on this one for sure.
Yeah, only so much you could do for Ziemba. Like you said, simply couldn't finish it out. And, man, Brad got lucky on the 3 there, was able to switch into yellow, which is the color that he needed to finish the game. Sometimes being lucky is better than being good. So it's a good win for Brad, but Ziemba definitely going to come back stronger in the final tournament of the year. still building his resume, even though it's not looking like he's going to make Super League. Still building his resume, though, and definitely someone to watch in 2025.
Yeah, we'll have a chance. Have one last chance. He's got a long way to go for Super League. We never know. Something that really happened when your game really switching to Red, but show, yeah. Look, man. You can say he has unusual style. I know what he's doing. That's 13-12. It's a foolproof when it's on point. Brad knows what to do. He studies the game, and I think he's going to be one of those sneaky players come September for sure. He's going to type something out, maybe a quote. But for Vapor and myself, what a day. Unfortunately, we could not play the monkey game. There were some issues. We'll see those guys. I think it's 10 o'clock. I'm not sure tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's confirmed, but I think it is. Yeah, I think actually they just confirmed. I just checked. So we will see it tomorrow. But the next stream will be Vapor coming up. But for tomorrow morning, that'll be a 10 a.m. stream. Unfortunately, I will not be there. But I believe Short will take care of that due to that early time I got an event. But for all of us here doing MRE, appreciate you guys. Thank you for Caesar for clutching up on the refing. And Bad Brad for the win as he'll play Yepez Drip. Will we get the West Coast battle of Drip and Brad, or will we get a huge matchup? Bad Brad versus the world champ Yepez. It's going to be a good one either way. Okay, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Short.